How you doing, guys? Welcome to another episode of King's Eyes channel. Sorry for the audio. I'm on the road and I forgot my usual equipment that make the drowning out of a lot of the noise possible. But I still figured I'd come on and make my video, and hopefully you guys get the message even through some of the sounds of my truck, which I love, by the way, but makes it a little, makes the video audio pretty sloppy. But let's get into this. Today I wanted to talk about love, okay? And love has two definitions. Love is basically a feeling of intense, affection towards someone or something. And the second definition is taking great pleasure, or interest in something. All right. So when we use the word love, we're talking about having that affection, right? And all of us want love to an extent. Some of us need it. I ain't gonna get into the details of that right now, but some of us need it. Some of us just want it. Pretty much all of us want it at some point or another. And all of us need it in case, and just for a fact of the matter, at one point or another. But sorry. But love is usually affiliated with, good feelings. If you love somebody, you care for their their life. You care for them, their well-being. You want them to be good, be comfortable, be well off, be happy, But before I get more into what is love, let's talk real quick about what it isn't. Okay? Because the opposite of love is actually evil. And there's not many things in this world that me personally I consider good or evil. I think what you consider good or evil is very dependent on, the culture, society, or your own personal viewpoints, But not showing love is truly evil. All right. So let's give an real quick analogy to demonstrate what love isn't. Okay. So let's say that you have a loved one who owns a home, and that home is slowly draining them, right? They got it in a time where it was easy to have. It was easy to upkeep. It was easy to afford. It was just easy. But because of their current situation, the house is draining them. It's too much for them. They can't afford it. They're falling behind and everything. The house is breaking down, and this person is taken out alone, right? To fix one problem that the house has, one problem out of 1,000, right? And you see this going on. And let's say this person, you love them, you care for them truly, but you decide to keep quiet on the situation because you believe what you see will fall on deaf ears. You believe if you were to bring to this person the harm you see them doing to themselves by holding on to this property the way they are, not using it the way they should, falling into deeper debt to try to fix problems that overall, in the grand scheme of things, don't really fix anything. It prolongs what appears to you to be the inevitable, But you see this and you don't share with this person that you claim to love. You don't stand up and tell them what you should tell them, you know, the what you see, because you believe is going to fall on deaf ears. So you're not meaning any harm, but you claim to love this person and you aren't telling them the truth. You aren't showing true love. And that's evil. By keeping your mouth shut when you see a person hurting themselves, when you know more, you know, that is evil. Now, it's not necessarily, you know, it's not necessarily evil if you believe something and, you know, you don't know all the facts. Now, granted, you probably shouldn't talk much until you know as many of the facts as you can about a situation. But, you know, if you genuinely believe you're helping someone, genuinely, then that's not evil. You know, even if what you tell them turns out to be wrong, you know, you're still showing love because you are telling them what you believe to be right. You know, now, like I said, you don't want to go into a situation half-cocked where, you know, you're telling people your opinion and giving them, you know, guidance that is flawed, you know, to the best of your ability. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. You know, things and situations change. But the act of actually seeing something, actually having a lot of the details down, and you see something, the act of not standing up, not standing between that person and the damage that they're doing to themselves, that is actually evil. And love is the opposite. Love is doing what's hard. Like, look, man, don't take out no loan to fix this problem. That's not in the long run, on the big picture, that's not going to do anything. It's only going to hurt you more. You know, why add on bills like a loan and you already can't handle what's in front of you? You know? And because of the huge respect, admiration, or love that you have for this person, you know, you stand in the wings and you stand in the wing and, you know, you're ready to help when needed, but you don't stand up and tell that person or do what is actually showing love for that person, that is evil. Now, doing what's hard, whether it means, you know, you telling a family member or something like that, you know, what they're doing is wrong. And in the long run, it's going to hurt them. It is bad for them. And even a revelation of this can, you know, maybe even damage relationships that you have with family or friends or whatever, or can outright end them. In the end, you show true love to those people or that person. You know? So, love is pretty much, all in all, long story short, to sum it up, love is doing what's hard most of the time. That's letting people struggle if it'll make them stronger in the long run. That is telling people what they don't want to hear. That is telling people when they are wrong, even when they believe in their heart that they right. And you know, look, man, I know what's down this road. I've seen it. I see it. You know, maybe it's because I'm from the outside looking in, you know, a different viewpoint, different vantage point. I see it. I see where you're going, and it's not good. It may be pleasurable now. You may think you're doing good now, but you're not. In the end, you're stagnant because for every step you take forward, you're taking a step back. Eventually, you're going to take the same number of steps going back, and you're going to end up right back where you started. That's love. You know, I'm not somebody that believes there's a whole lot of, good and evil per se. I believe in our hearts we know the things that are truly good and truly evil. And that's pretty much falls upon intentions. And not saying that just because you have good intentions makes something good, because that could be evil. But the best way to show love, which is, I think all of us can agree, a good thing, is by doing what's hard and protecting those you care about, even if that means losing them. That's love. And that's what we need more of right now. Those people out there, blindly following some of these causes, man, setting people up for failure. And they don't know it. And me telling you or disagreeing with you is not because I hate you. It's actually because I love you. Telling you that what you're doing is wrong, and in the end it's going to hurt you more than anybody else. And that when I'm telling you that, it might at that moment cause you to hate me or whatever. But hopefully when you look back at it, if you decide to keep going and you hit that wall and you have to, stuff hit the fan and you have to deal with the consequences of your actions, you could think back and be like, that stranger or that loved one really did try to show me love. Or he did, or she did show me love. So that's the video for today. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.